Once again, I welcome you to our online lessons. Primary 5 members, welcome. My name is Arinaitwe P, teaching Primary 5 English, and we are on our 30th lesson. We are still learning English, and this time we are on tenses. But before I begin, I want us to make correction of the previous work. So I beg you, get a pencil. We are going to mark using the pencil. Where the answer is right, you put a tick with the pencil. If it's wrong, you put an X and then you write corrections. I want you to write corrections. So let's read. Timothy performs the dash than I expected. Good. When we have good is an adjective. So we have to get the adverb from good, which is well. And from well, we get the adjective better. He drove faster than our driver did first. Nimbi was treated worse by her mother. They sang more nicely in the concert than she had ever sung. She sang more nicely in the concert than she had ever sung. The word is nice. We form adverb nicely. Then from nicely, we get more nicely. This work was more easily done than the first one. Easy. So easy is an adjective. First of all, we have to change this adjective easy to an adverb easily. Then from the adverb easily, we use comparative more easily. The new secretary types more quickly than the former one, old one. Quick. So from quick, we form the adverb quickly. Then from quickly, comparative more quickly. He talks more softly than his sister. Soft. We first form the adverb softly. Then we form the comparative more softly. Tamari bought the mangoes cheaply. Now this one, it is not comparing. That's why you are using that positive form. Nakacha reads faster than Nambasa. That boy is well behaved. That is why every teacher likes him. Now, from good we use well. And here we don't compare because it is only one person being talked about. She works the hardest in the whole class. Our driver drives the fastest of all drivers. Angela speaks Arabic more correctly than I do. She spoke rudely and every people got scared. Here we use rudely, which is positive because we are not comparing to anyone. So now we are still in tenses. We go to the past, the simple past tense. Last time we are looking at the present tense. We looked at all the forms of the present tense. Now we are going on the past tense. Also the past tense has 3 forms. We have the simple past tense, we have the past continuous, we have the past perfect and the past perfect continuous. But for us now, our focus is on the past tense. Therefore, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to construct sentences in the past tense, in the simple past tense. And you should complete the sentences I give in the simple past tense, meaning that by now, you should be remembering the past forms of the verbs that we taught last time. When we are looking at verbs, we looked at the past form of the verbs. So this time we are going to use the past form of the verbs. So the simple past tense is used to talk about actions which have already happened. The actions which took place in the past, they have already happened. And those actions, they happened in the past and they are not related to what is happening now. With the simple past tense, we don't use any helping verb. When you are forming the sentence in simple past tense, we don't use any helping verb. All we need to do is that we have to use the past form of the verbs. No helping, okay? So we don't use any helping verb before the main verb. The past form of the verbs are used. Example, he looked at me. He looked at me. He preferred singing to dancing. He preferred singing to dancing. Remember with these sentences here, We just use the simple past tense, the past form of the verbs without using any helping verb. The simple past tense is used when referring to actions which used to happen every day, always, weekly, monthly, or generally, but they used to happen in the past or they happened in the past. For example, my balloon burst last night. I saw some boys escaping. She wanted a drink. Boringo lied to me about his PLE results. Teo borrowed 2 library books yesterday. So remember, as we said, when we're forming the past tense, we have the regular verbs. Regular verbs add D to form their past tense. Those which end in E, like dance, it will end with ED and becomes danced. Then we say that we have those ones which end in consonants, and we have to add ED. For example, look will become looked. For example, we looked at others like irregular adverbs. Irregular verbs. We said irregular verbs don't add D. Some of them add T, like burn, burnt. We looked at like learn, learnt. Then we looked at those ones which change completely, like see, saw. Go, went. We said those ones will change completely. Then we looked at those ones which change the middle verb, like draw, drew, throw, threw. You should still be remembering those ones. Then we said that there are those ones which do not change at all in their past tense, like we have bust, bust. We have cut, cut. Those ones don't change. We have shut, shut. Split, split. Those ones do not change. Then we remember we said that those adverbs which end in, those verbs which end in IC, we add KED, like panic, panicked, frolic, frolicked, tarmac, tarmacked. That's what we learned last time. So I'm trying to remind you that when you're forming sentences in the simple past tense, don't forget to use the past form of the verbs. For example, you will say, the teacher taught us well yesterday. Deborah went to town last week. Anita drew nice pictures last term. Janet went to town on Monday. So that is with the simple past tense. So can you read for me, with me, the examples of the sentences? My balloon burst last night. I saw some boys escaping. She wanted a drink. Boringo lied to me about his PLE results. Theo borrowed 2 library books yesterday. Don't forget that we have those verbs which end with Y, and we drop Y for I before adding ED, like marry, married. Carry, carried. Hurry, hurried. Worry, worried. Those ones we drop Y when you are forming the past form. So let's look at the pictures. We are going to describe these pictures. These things have already happened. They are not happening now. They happened some time back. So we are going to construct sentences in the past tense using these pictures. So what did they do? What did they do? We are going to say 2 men rode camels. 2 men rode camels. And then say 2 men sat on camels. So we have sit, which becomes sat. We have ride, which will become rode. Then we have him. What did he do? He cycled. He cycled very fast. You can see he was very fast. He cycled very fast. Then, what happened to these people? What did these people do? They offloaded a lorry. They offloaded a lorry. What about this man? he stood and looked at the people. He stood and looked at the people who were offloading the lorry. Then you have this picture here. What did they do? Someone will say, they walked on foot. They walked on foot. So another will say, they carried the luggage. They carried the luggage. Remember, we used the simple past to talk about events that took place some time back. Now, I want you to do this exercise. We use the correct form of the word given in brackets. We use the simple past tense. With these ones, we are rewriting the whole sentence. Corona is there, we have to stay safe and please write well. Till we meet again, bye.